Welcome to Unstoppable You Now, where we uncover stories that challenge your spirit and awaken your hidden potential for greatness today. High above the rugged mountains, a flock of vultures soared with majestic power, their massive wings cutting through the harsh winds. They were masters of the sky, born to hunt and survive in the wildest conditions, constantly sharpening their skills and instincts. One day, during a long migration, the flock discovered a mysterious island, lush with greenery and overflowing with an abundance of food. It was a paradise unlike anything they had ever seen, with fish washing ashore and no natural predators to threaten their safety. Exhausted from their journey, they descended onto the soft sands, feasting on the easy meals that nature provided without any effort. The vultures looked at each other with delight, realizing they no longer needed to scour the barren lands for scraps of meat. Why return to the struggle of the wild when paradise is right here? They decided to make this island their permanent home. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, as the vultures enjoyed a life of absolute comfort, eating until they were full. They stopped flying high to scout for food, preferring to waddle along the beach, waiting for the tides to bring dinner. Slowly, their powerful wings began to grow heavy from disuse, and their sharp talons became dull against the soft, sandy ground. The fire in their eyes faded, replaced by a dull contentment as the spirit of the hunter vanished from their collective soul. Young vultures played in the water, never learning the art of flight, believing that life would always be this easy and safe. Their bodies grew heavy and sluggish, weighing them down so much that lifting off the ground became an exhausting, impossible task. Among them was an old, wise vulture who watched this transformation with deep sadness, remembering the glory of their former strength. He gathered the flock one evening, his voice cracking with urgency, as he tried to remind them of their true nature. He warned them that this comfort was a trap, weakening their bodies and minds, making them vulnerable to dangers they ignored. "We are born to fly, not to crawl. If we stay here, we will forget how to survive in the real world." He urged them to leave this paradise immediately and return to the forests, where the struggle would make them strong again. The flock listened, but their bellies were full and their minds were clouded by the easy life they had come to love. The younger vultures began to laugh, mocking the old bird for his paranoia and his desire to return to a hard life. "Why should we suffer in the cold mountains when we have everything we need right here? You are just an old fool." With a heavy heart, the old vulture spread his wings, struggling at first, but eventually catching the wind to leave the island. He flew back to the wild forest alone, choosing the hardship of survival over the slow, comfortable death of his spirit. Years passed on the island, and the vultures completely forgot the sky, becoming flightless birds that merely walked upon the earth. They no longer looked up at the clouds with longing, they only looked down at the ground, searching for their next meal. Their muscles had atrophied, their reflexes were gone, and they had become sitting ducks in a paradise that was actually a prison. But nature is unpredictable, and peace never lasts forever. A ship passed by the island, carrying predators from a distant land. A group of leopards was released onto the island, sleek and hungry, sensing the presence of abundant prey in the distance. The leopards moved silently through the brush, their golden eyes locking onto the fat, flightless birds that littered the sandy beaches. Suddenly, the predator struck. Panic erupted among the flock as they tried to escape, but their heavy bodies refused to move. They flapped their wings frantically, but they could not lift off. The sky, once their kingdom, was now completely out of reach. Screams filled the air as the leopards found the easiest hunt of their lives, tearing through the defenseless flock without mercy. In their final moments, the vultures realized the old bird was right. Their comfort had cost them their greatest weapon, their flight. Blood stained the white sands of paradise. The island of plenty had become a graveyard for those who refused to grow stronger. High above, the old vulture returned to witness the tragedy, circling silently over the remains of his once proud and mighty family. The story of these vultures is the story of our comfort zones. When we stop struggling, we stop growing and evolving. Comfort is a silent killer that dulls our skills and weakens our resolve, leaving us unprepared for the storms of life. We must constantly challenge ourselves, pushing past our limits to ensure our wings remain strong enough to fly through any adversity. Ask yourself today, are you resting on an island of comfort, slowly losing your ability to soar towards your true potential? Do not wait for the predators of life to find you weak. Sharpen your claws and spread your wings right now. Embrace the struggle, for it is the fire that